Thank you for having me at the 67th convention of the TAAI 2023, although virtually. I believe that this conference could not have taken place at a better time and location. The historical and cultural affinities between India and Sri Lanka run long and deep, dating back to the early days of Buddhism about 2,500 years ago, and even today, Buddhism remains as one of the strongest pillars connecting the two nations and civilizations. In recent years, the relationship has been marked by growing trade and investment, cooperation in the fields of development, education, culture, tourism, and aviation, as well as a broad understanding on major issues of international interest. Our Indian Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi's first foreign visit after his swearing in as the Prime Minister for the second time was to Sri Lanka. And he also was the first foreign leader to visit Sri Lanka after the very unfortunate Easter bombings. Thus, India and Sri Lanka have built upon a legacy of intellectual, cultural, religious, and linguistic connections. We have stood by each other, shoulder to shoulder, in times of happiness, but more importantly, in times of crisis. I am pleased to learn that this convention is exploring new and futuristic avenues of travel to transcend borders and transform lives. It is a great time to infuse new thinking in the sector, given that the Indian civil aviation industry is undergoing unprecedented transformations. In the last 9 years, India has both advanced and expanded, doubled the number of airports from 74 in 2014 to 148 today. From March 2023 to June 2023, the average international daily flights from India have increased from 1,002 to 1,042, up nearly 4%. And similarly, international passengers in the same period has increased by 5.3%, with approximately 1.8 lakh passengers boarding international flights from India on a daily basis. As we evolve, we are also advancing towards better quality services, better infrastructure, greater last-mile connectivity, and thus more cross-border tourism. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, the sector is not only building more airports and providing better connectivity, but also bringing people closer and boosting national progress. We've already started making our mark in the next inflection point of the industry through three key enablers. First, through our regional connectivity scheme, we have operationalized 475 routes, have carried more than 122 lakh passengers from all corners of India. The second enabler is helicopters for last mile connectivity. Helicopters are unmatched in the ways that they can be used for different connectivity roles. We've activated a helicopter accelerator cell to resolve helicopter issues, operationalized HeliSeva, an online portal being used by all operators for obtaining landing permissions to helipads, and circulated HeliDisha, the guidance material on helicopter operations for state administration, which has been distributed to more than 700 districts. The third enabler that has made India the next big thing in the global aviation sector has been our new and profound focus on new technology. We have operationalized a facial recognition technology-based system called Vijayatra at 7 airports in India, and we are planning to operationalize another 7 in the coming few months. Drone technology is today delivering medicines, pesticides in India. We have eliminated several roadblocks for unmanned aircraft operations through the new Drone Rules 2021 and have come up with a production-linked incentive scheme where an amount of approximately 30 crores has already been dispersed to the beneficiaries during the last financial year for realizing our collective vision of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Prior to 2014, India's aviation sector was on the runway. In the last 9 years, it has finally taken off. a stable and competitive aviation sector is on the anvil. I believe that our partnership with Sri Lanka gives us a rare opportunity to undertake several reforms to address short-term challenges in the sector and become an important axis of power and influence in the global aviation ecosystem. The first air service agreement between the two countries was signed in 1968, which allowed Indian carriers to operate aircraft from any point in India to any point in Sri Lanka, which enhanced the connectivity in the global south. Currently, 16 flights are operational from different sectors of India to Colombo. Cargo movement has also been smoothened, and with the assistance from both governments, we are operating a direct flight from Chennai to Jaffna. Today, through this platform, I am happy to announce that based on increased demand and potential of this route to amplify trade and commerce, we will increase this frequency from 4 times a week to daily flights effective from the 16th of July 2023. On that note, I urge all stakeholders to come together to take the industry to newer heights of success and growth. I am certain that the discussions will help in identifying key milestones that need to be achieved over the next decades for the aviation sector of both nations. My best wishes to TAAI and the event attendees. Thank you very much for having me. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.